Hi Stampers, this is Dawn and today we're going to make the hidden message card. Isn't it adorable? So this is how it works. So you open up the card and you got a hidden message that pops into that little cutout right there. Isn't that awesome? And then I made a Christmas version using a brand new stamp set called Warm and Toasty. It's going to be in the holiday catalog this year starting on August 4th. And I used the cute little reindeer from that stamp set. But this one says, Warm and Toasty wishes to you. So adorable. All right, but we're going to make this one today using the From All of Us stamp set. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started. Okay, so we're going to start with 2 pieces of Whisper White. This piece is cut at 5.5 by 11 1/4. And then this piece is cut at 5.5 by 7. Okay, so let's grab our paper trimmer. Okay, so let's start with the 5.5 by 11 1/4 inch piece. We're going to score this at 4 and 8. Okay, so this piece is the 5.5 by 7 with the 7-inch, 7-inch across the top. We're going to score this in half at 3.5. Okay, then we're going to turn it on the 5.5 inch side across the top, and we're going to use this sidebar right here on this cutting plate. So we're going to line this up at 5/8, and 5/8 is the mark right past the half. And we're going to cut down here. We're going to use our dart blade for cutting. So we're going to cut up to the 5-inch mark on our cutting arm here. So we're going to cut up to 5. And then I'm going to go ahead and flip this over and do the exact same thing on the opposite side. So line it up at 5/8, and then you can actually start this at 5-inch, the cutting blade at 5 inches, and then cut down. Okay, so now you should have your 2 tabs down here. Now you're going to turn it on the 7-inch side again with your tabs that we just cut over to the left-hand side, and we're going to line this up at 2 inches. And we're going to remove these tabs now. So you're going to cut your tabs, and you should feel the little gap when you cut it, like that one. I think that was good. Then I'm going to go ahead and slide this down here and cut up. That should remove both of those, just like that. Okay, so this is what you're left with your, this is just sliding mechanism of the card. Okay, so these 2 pieces you can just throw away. All right, so let's go ahead and move our trimmer. All right, so now let's go ahead and fold our score lines on both pieces. Let me get my bone folder. Now on this piece, which is the 5.5 by 11 1/4, when you fold it, this center piece, when you fold it, will not reach to that score line. And this is the way it's supposed to fold. So this is the base of the card. And then this is the sliding mechanism to the card. So now we're going to cut our window out of this piece right here, out of the bigger piece, the base, with our stitched rectangle die. So let's grab our Big Shot. Okay, so for my card today, I'm using these 2 stitched rectangle dies, and this one is measured at about 1.5 inch wide. And then this is the next size up, I believe, which would be about 1 3/4 of the rectangle. And then this is the one that I used to cut out the stamp set From All of Us, which I went ahead and already colored and cut out, but I'll show you that when we get to that part. All right, so all the dies are from the stitched rectangle dies. So I'm going to go ahead and cut out the smallest of the 2 that I got here. And on this panel right here, remember this is the smaller section. So we're going to take that smaller section, and I'm going to line this up somewhat in the center. You want to avoid the sides because remember this is the sliding mechanism. So we want to kind of focus right in the center right here because this is where our message is going to be stamped. So I'm going to put my rectangle right about there. Looks good. So we're going to cut that out. All right, so then the next size up in the rectangle, I went ahead and already cut it out, but let me show you what I did. So I took the early espresso and I cut it out with this size, the next size up, and then I also cut it out with the size we just cut out the center of the flap from. So I cut this out with this one. And then the next size up is just gonna make a frame with the early espresso. Okay, so I went ahead and cut all that out. And then I went ahead and already cut out my little group of animals here that we're going to put on the front. All right, so let's bring in our piece here. So now this is where the card is going to be sliding into this section right here. So the only score line that we're going to actually line up is this one right here and this one right here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and grab a pencil. And you can use some removable adhesive or some tack tape or something that's just going to hold this in place. I'm just going to kind of hold it with my hand. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to open up the card, line up those two edges right there. Okay. And then I'm going to fold my panel down over here, and I'm going to take my pencil and I'm going to make a line outlining right where I want to stamp. Okay. So this is, whoa, I just barely made it. Can you see that? Yeah. So be careful where you're putting your rectangle because you don't want it to come off of this section right here. Okay, so that's really kind of close. But we're going to go ahead and stamp now. So I'm going to grab my Happy Birthday. This is the stamp set from all of us. I went ahead and already stamped the animals, and this is the one we're using for the inside. Happy Birthday. And this is where your interpretation of the stamp will totally rely on yourself. So I interpreted this ostrich, is what I'm assuming it is, for a little flamingo. Yeah. So it's still such a sweet little images with all those cute little animals. So I'm going to go ahead and stamp our early espresso. I'm going to stamp that right in the center of that, because this Happy Birthday is going to slide down into the window when the card is opened. Okay, now we're going to go ahead and erase our pencil line. Okay, so now we're going to take our adhesive. Now on the back side of this section here, remember where we line this up at the top, we're going to put adhesive only on the top section. And we're going to adhere this piece down to the inside back of the front. Okay. So now this is where our window, see how that's going to slide into there? So then when you close it, it's going to be hidden inside of the card. Isn't that awesome? All right, so now let's go ahead and decorate the front. Okay, so here are my pieces I'm going to put onto the front. We're going to use our adhesive and we're going to put this onto the early espresso. Now this piece, let me see here. This piece is cut at 3 3/4 by 5 1/4. So I'm going to go ahead and put this onto here. Oh, wait, no. I'm going to first put this piece of the World of Good designer paper. I love that gold on there. This is cut at 3/4, and I'm going to cut it down to the 5. I think this is 5 1/4, I think. But I'm just going to cut it down to that size. So I'm going to go ahead and put it onto there. Just put a strip of it right in the center. And I'm going to cut that down. Okay, and then this is going to go on the front, which I've already put adhesive on that. And then this is going to get stuck to the front of the card. Let's bring in our card here. This is going to go on the front. So cute. Okay. Okay, so I'm going to use the liquid glue for this. Just need a little bit to go around the edges. And then we're going to put this right over top of that cutout. Just That's good. Yep, that looks really good. Okay, so then this is going to be the inside of where our message is going to go. So I'm going to put some adhesive. Actually, you're going to close the card. And I'm going to put some adhesive right along this edge right here. You can actually use the liquid glue, but I'm just going to put a strip of the seal. And remember, you don't want to go over this amount where we cut that out, because this is where that panel is going to be adhered to. So you're going to seal that down just like that. And then your card should move up and down just like that. Can you see it moving? I love it. And I'm going to take my bone folder, just one more burnish around all the edges. So then when you open up the front, you'll have the happy birthday on the inside. Isn't that adorable? Just a really fun interactive card. Okay, so let me show you the Christmas one. I used the brand new stamp set called Warm and Toasty. This is that stamp set. This is going to be in the holiday catalog starting August 4th, and I use this cute little reindeer. And then for the inside of my card here, I use the Warm and Toasty Wishes to You. So let me show you this one here. So cute. I love it. All right, so that's how you make that cute little hidden message card. If you have any questions, just let me know, and I'll have all the items listed down below. Then don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel so you don't miss any future videos. Okay, thanks for stopping by, and we'll see you later. Bye.